Uh, my name is David Simon. I am from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. I am a senior in the College of Communications, studying journalism with a minor in political science. And I appeared as Paul in Act 1, Scene 1 and Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2.
Hi, my name is Nobel and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm a sophomore in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I play Anna in Act 1, Scene 1 and Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2. Anna is, well, she's a mom, which is pretty obvious. She cares a lot about her family, but she can be a little nitpicky and a little overbearing. She's one of those types of people. I think
the way I interpreted Paul as a character was very stereotypical dad seeing his daughter off to college. He has this jovial dad vibe for the most part. If something annoys him, he might he might change his entire demeanor or give a look. But beyond that, he's a pretty chill dude.
I think, in my interpretation, she's a very organized person. She loves organization. She loves everything to be in its proper place. And she would not be able to take anything out of order or anything. She's a person who loves efficiency. She does not strike me as someone who likes waiting in lines. So she knows she's worth her own time, and she's not going to let anyone waste it, basically.
Paul goes from sending his daughter Eve off to college to taking care of someone else, Clara, Eve's friend. And I think that is not necessarily a change within his character. I consider him to be a static character as opposed to a dynamic character. He's there as a guiding figure, narratively speaking, for both Eve and Clara.
So I would say Anna doesn't change so much as she sort of reveals a different part of herself. So when we start with Anna in Act 1, Scene 1, we see she obviously loves Eve a lot, but she can be a little overbearing, nitpicking about how folding clothes and things like that. And she's obviously gonna miss her daughter when she goes to college, so she's just prolonging it a little bit. So you get to see that side of her, the side that's a little bit uncertain and a little bit unsure about the future, but you know, she gets through that. But then once you get to Act 2, Scene 1 and Act 2, Scene 2, you get to see how she interacts with Clara after Clara's tragedy. And you can see that she really is nurturing, and she's kind, and she's warm. And she and Paul together, they're really on the same wavelength. So in Act 1, Scene 1, we kind of see Paul push a little against Anna, since, you know, she's taking up all this time, being a little bit, very attached, and maybe taking a little too much time. But in Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2, you can see Paul and Anna work together when it counts, and they really pull together here. They're a united front, and they help to support Clara any way they can.
So I dig into those instincts within myself to give off a character that can be lighthearted when he needs to, stern when he needs to, and welcoming when he needs to. And that welcoming aspect, that embrace, that wholehearted embrace of, okay, you're my daughter's friend, you need a place to live. Even though you don't want to ask me, I'm going to offer it to you in a relatively authoritative way.
Both Paul and Anna are very respectful of Clara's needs. They ask her if she wants anything. They take her cues, and they really understand what they need to do and what boundaries they don't transgress.
Not necessarily like a dad giving an order, but like more of a dad just letting their child, or their child's friend in this case, know that they are there to protect them, and they will protect, and they, as in Paul, will protect them, as in both Clara and Eve, to the best of his abilities, and maybe above the best of his abilities.
I think being a mom is really important to Anna. It's a role that she loves to play. Being a mother is a role that she loves to be. And so sending Eve to college is almost losing that role. And so in Act 2, Scene 1, when she extends that to Clara, she's basically extending a helping hand to Clara at the same time as she is saying, I still have the capacity to be a mother. I still have this role. I can still do it. I am still nurturing and still kind. And so it's kind of a nice thing for both of them, I would say.
The voice that I give Paul, it's slightly muted. It's like, it's comforting, but not like a doormat, if that makes sense. Just like, he's making himself known as a welcoming source.
I guess it's kind of difficult because I'm not a mom, obviously. It really came about through the rehearsals. So yeah, it really came about through the rehearsals. So the first time I read through, I was like, how am I supposed to play someone who's like, I don't know, 30 years older than me? 40? I don't want to make any guesses how old Anna is. Probably not that old. But so I was like, I couldn't connect to her as much as I could connect to some other characters. But then once I got into the rhythm of the lines, especially with the rapport with Paul, who David plays, I think it got more natural, and I got to feel some of her quirks and stuff. For example, I used to play like the line where she goes like, I fixed it, for example. Issa gave me the direction to like exhale before it, and that really brought out the humor. And so after I saw the humor in her lines, I started to play it up a little, like she's kind of being funny. It's like not just like I wasn't playing it that straight anymore. I was playing it a little bit humorous. So that really helped as well, because it unlocked a facet of Anna's character that I had not considered before, that maybe she does have a sense of humor. She's playing into it a little bit to lighten the mood a little bit, you know? And so that really helped me, and other things that really helped me, yeah, playing into the humor of her lines, because I think it is quite funny in the first scene. And also playing against Paul really helped with developing the character and accessing the interpretation.
I toned down. I was originally kind of had a sarcastic vibe to the character during earlier renditions or earlier rehearsals of the show. I dialed that back mainly because I don't remember if Issa actually like outright said it, but like I dialed it back for the sake of making sure that the character, A, wasn't a caricature, and B, would be more believable transitioning into the more serious scenes.
So it was really a character built through the rehearsal process, in my opinion. I did not have a solid idea of her in the beginning. I just thought, oh, she's just a mother character. But actually, there's a lot more to her. And by the time you get to Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2, you can see, yeah, there's actually a lot to her character. And just from how in Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2, I play her so differently from Act 1, Scene 1, it's not just about the difference in situation, although obviously it is, but it's also about Anna herself is portraying two different sides of her consciously, in my opinion. And that actually makes her quite an interesting character.